Hello, everyone. Um, for a while, I've been meaning to say it, but I haven't, and it's about things happening on the news and Gog and Magog, Russia and Iran. Remember the prophecy? It says, "I will gather them down to the valley of Megiddo and put them on trial for what they did to my people, for dividing up the land and scattering the people." And I may have got the words wrong on that, and I don't believe in adding or taking away, so do your research, but it says something about Armageddon and the Valley of Jehoshaphat and Megiddo and stuff, but God knows. But it says Gog and Magog war, or Armageddon, will start because of Russia and Iran allying, and then there will be this all-out war against, against Israel one day, and all the nations will gather against it, but they'll be grinded to pieces. The book of Enoch says the sons of destruction will kill themselves in battle. And you all see the Euphrates River drying up. It says the sixth seal angel poured its vial out, and the Euphrates River dried up. And 4 angels came out, making way for the kings, or gathering them for battle, or something like that. So you see battles gathering right now. And who knows? Morning. And I think, you know, Ukraine represents, the underdog, but it's kind of like the Jewish people being liberated from Hitler or something to me. Like, they're so small and they really can't protect themselves, so anyone who saw the evil being done had to protect them. And this, in the Bible, it says that Ariel Sharon, or it says, woe to Ariel, who causes the sheep to be scattered, I think is what it says. Don't quote me on that, but, or something like that. But Ariel Sharon, it says, woe to Ariel. And Ariel Sharon was the prime minister that divided it the first time. And then Donald Trump tried to reinvent that wheel of thought and redo it, but they turned it down. Then they did Abraham's Accord. And there was a blood moon at 2 a.m. I think it's 2 a.m. or 2 to 5. I think it was 2. For the House Speaker, because there's no one to forward that Abraham's Accord stuff. So, Donald Trump was born on a blood moon. Israel was reborn on a blood moon. Jerusalem was taken back on a blood moon on the Sabbath day. The blood moon came after the 6 days of fighting. On the Sabbath day, they rested like God had it planned. It just all perfectly fit against all odds. They took back Jerusalem. So, I don't think that Donald Trump being born on a blood moon means he's good, perhaps. I think it means he's tied in prophetically to things happening, and it's a sign in the heavens. I don't know if it's good. I don't think it's good, because what he's done. Jared Kushner has a skyscraper on 666 Avenue, and Donald Trump's MAGA symbol. MAGA means like a magician and satanic stuff, the MAGA. And he was in a reformed branch of Freemasonry. I know that too. And there's many connections with it. If you look deeply, you'll see. Really, I'm not saying he's a Satanist. I don't know. Maybe it is all coincidence, and he just happens to use all these symbols that represent those things, and he doesn't know. But is he shrouding himself in a lie? A wolf in sheep's clothing does the same thing. It looks like a sheep. It talks like a sheep. It has the fruit of a sheep when it wants to. But when that wolf's hungry inside that sheep's clothing, it's going to eat. That's what you see. Jared Kushner propagated the same thing Ariel Sharon did when it said, woe to Ariel in the Bible, and also says, George Bush clapped on air right after Ariel Sharon did the 30,000 Jews evacuated and land chopped up for the peace deal thing. George Bush clapped on air, said this is a great day for peace. Then Hurricane Katrina hit America. An hour later, his hometown of Houston, Texas, was surge water flooded out 130,000 people. What irony. Not everyone gets irony, but look at that. Look at the irony in that. An hour after. Like what judgment this rapidly happening towards that, you know. So look at what happened after all this. It says, woe to Ariel. And Ariel, I think that's hidden wisdom as prophetic for Ariel Sharon being the one that did that. Woe to him. He went to a coma a week later. And I think that, a lot of this stuff goes deeper than what people think if you do your research. These are some starting points for you, but, there's the Great American Eclipses from 2017 to 24, making an X on America. Carbondale, Illinois, Little Egypt being the center point of the X. So the blood moons and the solar eclipses, it says, before the great and terrible day of the Lord, the moon will turn red as blood and the sun black as sackcloth. And that means the eclipse is marking everything in the heavens. You'll see signs in the heavens, as it says in the end. So he said you can know the times of the sky when it's, when it's night, but when the sky's red, but you can't discern the times or the morning, So we're supposed to look, supposed to watch. You can get a feel for things and see what season you're in, but you don't know exactly what times things are happening. You just know it's coming. It's there, it's imminent. And it's definitely imminent. A crazy thing is, The Simpsons predicted Donald Trump being president and all this stuff. Remember The Simpsons? Him on the escalator and Home Alone. He walked by Macaulay Culkin. Donald Trump's related to Brad Pitt and Hillary Clinton. Look at the CNN bloodline family tree thing they did. Like, a lot of those elites are related. And it's really not what you think. So Darwin was a Freemason as well. It's a Freemason thing, a lot of it. And before there was an electron microscope, Darwin quoted all this stuff, but how can a language exist without an author speaking on DNA? DNA is a language highly complex that you can read and write, but how can that exist without an author? It takes God to do that. They didn't know DNA existed whenever they were quoting all this evolutionary theory and all that. They didn't know about DNA or the inside of a cell or none of that. They didn't have common scientific knowledge when they made that theory, which contradicts it. Because it's too complex to be reduced down to natural causes. It's called irreducible complexity. It's a creationist antithesis to evolution. So that really, shows you there is two sides to every coin. Can't believe everything you hear. Don't want to eat too much in one day, so I'm going to end that thought here. As they say, don't feed meat to a baby, it'll die. So don't want to overthink things too much, But anyways, God bless. I love you all.